Hey guys, and we're back with the server half to making a chat room in Delphi. Now, I haven't sorted out the client yet, and we'll probably end up doing that towards the end of this video. But to save time, what I've done is I've chucked all the components and the GUI parts I need on the screen. So you need one memo, one edit box, one label, two buttons, and an ID TCP server 1. Right, so I've already gone through and I've already double clicked on these and written what they are. So first of all, we need to set the server port. So ID TCP server dot, no, server 1 dot port. Da, 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 da. Oh, there you go, default port. And that's going to be equal to our edit box. Now I've already named mine port edit, so we're going to need to do a string to int, turn it into an integer, and then we need to do port edit dot text like so. And then what we're going to do is ID TCP server 1 dot active equals true, because we want it to start. And whilst we're here doing this, what we're going to do is we're going to come down here and we're going to do ID TCP server 1 dot active equals false. So that's going to make it so you can easily turn on and off your Delphi socket. Now what we need to do is something slightly more technical. So clicking on your socket, we need to come down and we need to double click on connect. We need to put on connect here, and then return to the main form and click on disconnect. Like so. And then lastly we want on execute. And we're going to kind of wing it from here. So on connect, all we want to do is we need to do a this is log memo dot lines dot add. We simply want to add the message that such and such has connected. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a var in here, and we're going to put a temp string in as a string. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put temp string in here, and then we can construct our string above it. So using the variable that's passed to us a context, we can then start extracting information. I don't think they're supposed to be in there. There it is. So what we want to do is we need the client information. There's a lot of variables in here, so I'm just flicking through to see. There you go. So there's host and there's port. So what we preferably want is, I think if there you go, we can get the IP, and then, oh no, I'm going to put that at the end. I'm going to put a string in here, we're going to use a plus to stick them together, and we're going to put here connected client connected. And what that's simply going to do is it's going to pass the IP variable of the client into the string, and it's going to dump the string into the memo for us. Now what we're going to do is we're going to copy all of this and paste it over that, and we're going to put here disconnected, which is what we want. Now on execute is where we are going to check our variables. So we're going to need a few. So we need temporary string, temp string will do, and that's all we need so far. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a try. I'm going to leave a few lines, and what we want to do is we're going to change this to an except in case we fail. So we're going to do temp string is equal to a context dot connection, no, binding dot read. There should be is it this one I want to be in? Doesn't look like it. There you go, that's what I was looking for. Read line, and we're going to leave it blank. We're not going to bother putting the encoder in. It should automatically sort everything else out. It will just give it to us in the default character encoding, which should be fine. Now if I click over here to our client, I believe we used a client message, we did, and a delim, which means we're going to have to go and find the code for the splitter. So what we're going to do is that means we now need a, we're going to call it a t list string, because we're going to have, or t string list, because we're going to have to split our message up. What we're going to do is we're going to come here and we're just going to do a create like that, and we're going to come to the end and we're going to do an a equals 3. So get rid of that variable, and then what we want to do is here is we're going to do an if a 0 equals our string. We want to begin. Now why am I doing this? I'm doing this so that later on we could add extra functionality. So currently the only functionality that's in here is we're going to grab the message config from there, like so. The only compatibility we have, the only thing that we do at the minute is we're sending messages back and forth, but there's nothing stopping us adding other things at other times. So while I've been talking, all I've done is added the config, and what we're going to do is we're going to use this in there, and we know that this message has to go to everyone. Pretty simple. Now what we want to do is we want to write a procedure. We're going to put it in a T form 2, and then what we're going to do is we're going to come back and edit it in a minute, and we're going to add this. So we want to call send to all, and we're going to copy the variable out of here like so. And then what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to come here and add it here and take out the form 2-bit like so. Oh, it's just gone. Is it still down here? That's why. And now, oh, for the love of God, put tags in the middle, people, or we'll just keep doing this. And now what we need to do is we need to come back up here and add it again. Take that bit out. There we go. It should stay there this time. Right, so that's going to pass our socket handle, although I don't know if we're going to need it yet. So ID TCP server 1 dot socket. No. Next connections. Scheduler. That's one. So guys, as I said before, I never actually write the code before making the YouTube video. I just kind of wing it. This is one of the disadvantages of winging it. I don't want to be one of these copy and paste people, you know. We'll go here and we'll put in the 0 on it for now. Oh, we can do a right, can't we? No. So yeah, I don't want to be a copy and paste coder, so what we will do is we just do it as it comes along. Ooh, should really have had the pair I don't want to use send, because send I don't think is the right way of doing it. Right guys, I'm going to pause the video and I will come back to you when I've figured out what I'm doing. So guys, we are back, and let me just take you through what I have done. So I've just added the splitter code to this because then it appears in both functions. I did notice whilst I was gone, looking at a previous project, it's peer IP, not just IP. And I think I've come to the right one now. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a for loop. If you hit enter, it's going to make you the I for you, and we're going to go from 0 to ID TCP server 1 dot binding dot count tag 1. We're starting at 0. This might not start at 0, but however, we'll give it a go. And simply what we want to do is we need to add to this message string. It's just going to be a string. And then we need to change what we've put up further higher up, or it won't appear for us. So that there. And if we come back down, we can now put string in here. And what we want is a begin, and chuck this in here. Change 0 for I, so we're going to go through the loop, and that should reply to all of our clients. Should. Now what we need to do is we need to do our split. So it wants our dlim, which we set, It then wants the temporary string, and then wants A, I believe. I don't often use this function. Yep. Like so. And now we should know our message, and then we can do a send to all. And we would like to send to all a brackets 1. So our message always comes in the second half. Although we don't want to send it to ourselves, which is a good plan. So what we're going to do is we're going to do if we're going to need to strip the. So what we're going to do is we need two variables, IP and CIP. Current IP address and the IP address of the host. So we're going to call it SIP and CIP. So we're going to do SIP is equal to a context dot connection dot bind socket dot bind dot IP, and the current IP is going to have to be stripped out as we do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do if SIP equals CIP, take the true out, then we want to break. No, we want to continue. If I can spell. So what that's going to do is it's going to skip this loop. We don't want to send it back to ourselves. That could get annoying. However, I have seen an issue with me trialing this on myself because it's not going to work. So we need to strip out the CIP, which is the current IP. So we need ID TCP server 1 dot binding dot item I dot peer IP. And what that will do is each time we do a loop, it will pull the IP address for that machine and should send it along. So we're not going to put an error in here, or we will actually. We'll put a log memo lines dot add error. Put an end on it. And this should just start up now. Where have we got an issue? That was my fault. Had to be that. Not enough variables. And we have our server running. So if I start this, I don't know if we set the client to connect on a particular IP address. Yes, please reload. We did, so we're going to have to change this one. Now we didn't know whether this was going to work or not. So we'll start our server socket, we'll allow it out of the internet. Go on to the internet. So our host name is going to be local host for this one. We can do a file connect. We have connected, but as I suspected, we can't send any messages because we're waiting. So what I'm going to do, guys, is once again I'm going to pause the video and I am going to go and debug this out. And yeah, so our error works. I'm going to debug it out to get it so that we can send messages at the same time. Right guys, so we're back and I've made a few changes and we're going to see if it works. And so we're going to start our server listening, then we're going to change our host name to localhost. We're going to come over and connect, and we've connected. So if we send the word hello world, right, so the server has received hello world. How many to count? So I needs to be reset because it shouldn't be 60 something million. Okay, it gets reset. We can't see. Yes, we can. So I want to see binding. Okay, we can't see that. Oh, I should now be able to see the IP address. Which we can't. And we get a halt. Oh, that's annoying. And we get a socket raise. Right, so if we come back over here, we've obviously got an issue. So the first thing I want to do is I want to set I to 0. Quite simply. Next I'm going to take this out. I'm going to take it out for a good reason. Plus I want the count. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, we're going to put a comma, and we're going to put a C in, and this is probably well gone over 10 minutes. We're at 34 minutes. So I'll tell you what guys, I'm going to fix this out of my own time and I'll get back to you, because if not, this video is going to go on forever. Next Thursday we will be adding encryption. By then I will have fixed all these bugs, probably added a few dozen features, and we'll be back on it. So until then guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too tedious. Till next time. Hi guys, and if you're not already subscribed, the subscribe button is in the middle of the screen still. If you enjoyed this project, please hit the thumbs up. And here's 2 videos you might enjoy.